So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. Thursday's here. We've got a wonderful Thursday upon us. May there be a flurry of rebuy to contend with. My name is Christopher. I'm delighted that you're here. We're having a Campari Spritz today, and let's look at our wind down word of the day. So that would be apricity, which is the warmth of the winter sun. It does make a difference, does it not? It's craziness. But an interesting note today, though. In 1805, Beethoven's only opera, Fidelio, premiered in 1805 on this day at Vienna's Theater an der Wien. We have been there. We've seen it. It is, well, it's quite remarkable, actually. Some of the grand old theater houses are some of the really coolest things to see when you're visiting these cities. Vienna is about a 4-hour drive from us here, so it's not a terrible drive. I'm going to say happy birthday in history today to, in 1889, Edwin Hubble was born, the astronomer. You think of the Hubble Space Telescope, the HST, the things it taught us, right? But most notably, he kind of showed us that the Earth, that the universe, everything within it is kind of expanding. Very interesting. And also in 1925, a happy birthday to Robert F. Kennedy. Not Jr., but the father, right? So, yeah, good stuff. Interesting thing I heard about Edwin Hubble is, one, he was a major in the United States Infantry, took up astronomy somewhere along the way, and apparently spoke in some sort of engineered British accent, wore like riding boots everywhere, and carried around a crop, Interesting. Maybe he spent time in England and just picked it up. Lord knows I've done the same thing on occasion. So let's jump into our grid and see what we got today. Looks like I got an Adam Wagner. I know Wagner. I can't help it. I live in Germany, and I tend to speak German words as if they're German, and it just kind of comes out that way. But Adam Wagner, of course, edited by Will Shortz, and so we're very familiar with Adam's work. Looking forward to hopping in here and seeing what we've got. And so duds in bed. Wow, and 3 letters. I'm going with PJs. I know there's a joke in there. Subtle attention getter. Maybe we get to do something with that. Bread for dipping. Sop. It's always been a very strange word to me. Sop. It just seems so, I don't know, I mean, I just can't imagine sopping up food with a roll or something like that. It just seems, I don't know. But I dine with my fork over here in my left hand and my knife in my right. And once I pick up the fork, the tines never face up again. It just kind of goes over and everything's done with a knife and a fork. I think that's very much from the British traditions, right? I'm not British, so just saying. Guess I'm the dummy. Jokes on me, maybe? Let me certainly try it. Me. We really got to work on this today. Jokes on me. How about that? Is that a little bit better? Cubing needs, dry seasons, spice rubs. Computer pros could be text, so yeah, it could be spice rubs. Beurre demi-sel. All right, so if this is an R, I think we got spice rubs. Por ejemplo. For example, in Spanish, so I think we do. That's a clever one right there. That's a very, very clever clue answer combination. I love that. Overlook for an award, say maybe, the dreaded Oscar snub. Exam for some softs. Okay, I was like, what's the likelihood we got 2 PSs here? So maybe the PSAT. Maybe that's what we've got. So make as money. Okay. Puts through the paces, maybe tests. And let's see. Humor with an edge. Probably biting something. If I had to guess, maybe wit. I don't know. Spanish diminutive suffix, so maybe ita or ito. Let's see. Ode to Joy. Speaking of Beethoven, Beethoven's Ninth. So perfume compounds. These would be esters. So far, I'm not seeing any rebuy popping in. Signs of spring. Place for a castle. Very, very. Okay. What do we got here? Blues group. Probably the National Hockey League. Cubing needs. So, signs of spring. Okay, we gotta find something to anchor up on here. Off-road rover for short could be an ATV. Very, very thin could be ultra. Just one letter at a time is all we gotta do. And now I'm thinking we could have buds. Buds. So this is looking like skin diver or skin dives. Yaley could be an Ely. So maybe the place for a castle would be on a beach. And so, sporting a tuft of feathers could be crested. Knows the solution, maybe has it. In position, atomic number of neon, 10. Yeah, that's another thing you might want to do. You might want to memorize the periodic table of the elements, or at least the noble gases. You know, it's probably a good start there. Probably a pretty good one to go with. I've got the answer. Like an S-tier video game character. Restaurants serve yourself features. We could fit salad bars in here. Retailer across the street from Rockefeller Center, and I do believe this would be Saks. Never been to New York. Oddly enough, been everywhere else. I've been everywhere else, man. But not New York. That's got to get fixed. Very, very particular. Could be anal. I guess the way I want to go to New York is I want to go from here to Southampton, England, park, fly, drive, whatever I got to do. But I want to get on that Cunard Queen Mary 2. I want to take the liner straight to New York, hang out for a week, and then bring the liner back. That would make me the happiest. What I like about it is that it's a trip. There's no have to stop at any ports, you know, and mess with any of that mess. You're just 7 or 8 days on the ocean and boom, you're in New York. I would love to be standing out on the main deck and seeing the Statue of Liberty and all of that. That would be really cool. Restaurant serve yourself features could be salad bars. And now I feel better about putting it in. Let's do a quick check on this Spanx founder, Blakely. And she has been popping into the grid and the news a lot lately. Sarah Blakely. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Pixel Alternative could be an iPad. And video game customization informally could be a mod. I never understood any of that. I bought Tiger Woods Golf for one of our PlayStations. Maybe it was the 2 or the 3. Maybe it was an Xbox. I don't know. I've had a bunch of them. Just wind up using them to play DVDs. But like the Xbox I have now, I don't ever play it. But yeah, like you could change into cowboy boots or something to play golf or something when you play Tiger Woods Golf. I was just like, what is this really like? How you would want to modify this, man? I don't know. Narrator, antagonist in Hamilton would be Aaron Burr. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I tell you what, I'm having one of those days. Yesterday I couldn't stop sneezing. Today I'm just unable to type. I really should be checking myself very carefully along the way. Surfboard stabilizer could be a fin. And dish that creates an explosion of rich flavors in modern parlance. Neighbor would be kawaii. So this looks like it'd be umami something. Ensnare. Okay, again, what's going on with these circles? What is happening here? I've got the answer, that K there. So maybe we have ourselves a eureka moment. And I don't know anything about S tier or anything. Baker of R&P, Anita. I mean, why not? They make runs at the Winter Olympics, assuming we're talking about sleds. So maybe S tier video game characters are elite. And so in position could be situated. So actress at all, but Katie. I liked her in Married with Children. I mean, I was a teenager. But I have to say, I really thought she did a good job playing the mom on Sons of Anarchy. That was an interesting role for her. Turns on. Okay. We have better days here. What do we got going on? Rustic wedding venue. How about a barn? Yeah, let's get married in a barn. That would be great. That'd be nice. Musical with a showstopper. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Okay, Evita. Got it. Hitchhiker's Hope would be a ride. First name and cosmetics, of course. Estee. Ensnare. So we've got a star map here with most characters in Pixar's first film. Yeah, I would have to know what Pixar's first film was. On the topic of as to, excuse me, Bash, no idea. Fops, messing around on TV, maybe Deborah. Vesper Lind portrayer in Casino Royale would be Eva Green. I'm a huge fan of the more modern Bond, specifically Ian Fleming's early works that have been recently modified. And Daniel Craig was an awesome Bond. I mean, he just fits the character. I've read these books. I was really into them as a young person, high school age, and that really, yeah. Mars follower in Marseille would be Avril. Came down to earth, maybe Elate. Singer with the #1 hits Umbrella and Disturbia familiarly. And I think we're talking about Riri. And they may be threaded. Maybe browse. I typically get mine done too. The girl that used to do them in Kaiserslautern, Germany. We're not anywhere near there now. I mean, that's a 5-hour drive. I mean, but she's always got the threading. She just went to work and it was nice. But now, they wax or really sometimes the people just shave you at the salon. It's like, well, that's not really. Can we just do the wax then? Can we do something a little bit more permanent, maybe? Source of the word tiki would be Mary. So, fops, damned. Okay. Sierra Leone. If you're wondering, yeah, I get a little nervous when we get to stuff like this. I'm like, I'm not making any sense of this stuff. I'm not getting anywhere with it at all whatsoever. I don't know what's going on. I don't. Skin dives, better days, what appears to be a star map, and damned, perhaps lies. yeah, I start to think, okay, it ain't coming to me yet. So, we could wind up, for the first time in 1,239 solves, not solving, right? Which would be crazy in a way, but it would be expected at some point. At some point, I'm going to sit here and go, I don't know. And it won't bother me a bit. But right now, I'm like, I honestly don't know. Excuse me. Bash. Okay. The N helps. I think we might have ourselves a shindig. It's bad enough that I have a hard time keeping myself from fat fingering crap left and right? So that's like always a thing. So excuse me could be, hey, why not? And I guess maybe if we had a star map up there, a damned lies, so maybe most characters in Pixar's first film would be toys. And would that be Toy Story? I've seen it, Okay, Star Wars character originally portrayed by a puppet that weighed over a ton. Well, this must be Zolo, right? And then the little guy with the ears, and then all that. Yeah, no, I was 11 years old when Return of the Jedi came out, and I thought it was awesome. I still do. Palindromic flower. We're going to India. Maybe we have some Atta. Supporting article. Nice. Okay, we got a bra here. So is this Mr. T? It sure is. And that tells me that we have Numami Bomb. Something I've never heard of, but I like it. Let's see if that actually works for us. Summer cooler. Maybe a fan. Tipping points. J. Jars? Why not? Yeah, let's see what we got. He doesn't belong, or a hint to the circled letters in 16, 23, 36, plus stacks. Okay, so maybe an odd man out. The stuff of life could be DNA. Jumping Jehoshaphat. Okay, cats. All right, sounds. Right? What is that all about? Levi's Stadium player, informally could be a 49er, a Niner, and so maybe med school, odd man out. I don't know. If we even get through this without fat fingering episode, let's take a look and see what we've got. So, odd man out. First of all, Adam Wagner, this is a tight little grid. I really enjoyed it. So the circled letters, so we got S-I-D... So that's 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so in the odd numbered cells, we have a Sid, we have a Ted, we have an Abe, and we have Sam, and we have a Mel. So if we take them out, we have connives up here. Nice. And over here, turns on. So turns on, betrays. Got it. And so then we have mint, making money. We have ensnare is to trap. We've got dandies for fops. Okay. This is freaking brilliant. This is really good. I can't even imagine being the guy to I just can't even imagine constructing this, Adam Wagner. Beautifully done. This is a bravo all the way around. Yeah. Love the clever cluing. I can't wait to read your notes on the grid. Wow. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty freaking cool. Very beautifully constructed. Adam Wagner, bravo to you, good sir. Let's bring down our Benny Air Dad do, and we'll call it the day. And so, I noticed earlier that we've got quite a few comments, and I've got a stack of email to return to all of you. And I'm looking so forward to that. Just got a note here that apparently 2 other people share the same birthday. It looks like President Joe Biden and Ambassador John Bolton. There are 6 years between them in seniority on the former president's side, but both of their birthdays are today as well. You couldn't find a more diametrically opposed group of folks in many ways. Kind of cool. So yeah, that as it may. Until we see you tomorrow for the Friday grid, which is, the penultimate day of the week for me. It is my absolute second favorite day of the week when it comes to solving. Saturday is the day that I look forward to so much. But looking forward to seeing you all after work tomorrow. I don't even know that I'm going to work all day tomorrow. I mean, these have been 12, 13-hour days for this whole week in preparation for our Joint Commission survey, which went remarkably well, which is the kind of thing that people like me that head up, patient safety divisions and just everything that we do in quality and patient safety, trying to deliver the best care, right? Because quality and patient safety is the promise that we made to all of our patients when we got into this business to begin with. And so it's really a wonderful thing to kind of come out on that in a great way. It just solidifies what you already knew about your organization, right? We've got fantastic leadership. We've got exceptional staff across the board, highly professional physicians, surgeons, nurses, technicians, administrators. It's just across the board. Very, very cool. And so it's been a long week, but it's all over. And now we get to go back to what we do, which is model practice sustainment. We don't prep for TJC or for the Joint Commission. We show the Joint Commission how we do business. And it's a really cool thing when they come through and they give you the nod saying, yeah, good job, right? So good stuff all the way around. Until we see you again, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci. Que tengas unos lindos días, annyeonghaseyo, and henlapkai. Be well out there, right? Be good to strangers. Be good to your mothers. Crying out loud. Be nice to your mom. And remember that when you meet those people with those thick, foreign, heavy accents, that you're talking to people who have the hearts of lions. They're so brave because they're starting a new life in a new world. So on cœur de lion for all us, right? And remember, standing side by side with your fellow humans is not partisan at all. Be well out there. Cheers.